Welcome to the Proof Point Podcast, where we decode digital success one click at a time. We share key takeaways fueled by data and insights that your team can implement today to drive growth. Now, let's get started.
This is Stacie Porter Bilger, your host for the Proof Point Podcast, where I feature B2B and D2C businesses and thought leaders sharing marketing, data tactics, and sales strategies, and leadership insights that will kickstart your growth in this rapidly changing digital space. This episode is brought to you by Proof Digital. Proof Digital is a strategic and creative performance marketing agency. We partner with companies to create data-fueled marketing sales funnels and overall growth strategies. Proof Digital, success you can measure, a partner you can trust. Visit proofdigital.com to learn more. Today, we're having a guest on our show, on our program here, of one of our own, Meghan Lund. Meghan Lund is our content marketing manager at Proof Digital, where she wrangles words and SEO strategies to boost audience engagement and client success. She's a data-driven competitor, always striving to outdo herself in the quest for organic growth. Basically, if your website needs more love from Google, Meghan's your gal. Meghan, thanks for coming on here and doing a kind of an educational session for our clients and those who might listen in. Things are changing rapidly is a understatement with AI. And we're going to talk a little bit about generative AI and give some tips around what we're seeing that people can do now as things are changing, and to make sure that they are prepared as AI becomes more and more part of our life when it comes to search goes. Can you give me some high level, what is that exactly? What is generative AI?
Yeah, so you mentioned in my intro that I specialize in SEO, but the search engines have been changing with AI, and while SEO is still a relevant term, there's also GEO now, and that is generative search optimization.
Yep.
So that is when you search for something on Google or any other search engines, you're now seeing this sort of response at the top. In the past, it gave you a list of websites that you can click on and try to find your answer. But now that your answer is coming right to the top.
Yeah.
And that's generated by AI.
Yeah. Let's do something fun. I'll share my screen and we'll pull up a phrase that you did the other day. So you were saying, okay, what temperature should I cook my chicken? And we're gonna do that. Let's see here.
Yeah, and you know what? AI even picked up that you probably meant cook. So it still gave you an answer.
It did.
But yeah, in the past, you had to, scroll down, click on, I see the Food Network down there. You'd have to click on that and actually find the answer in the blog. And now I see it all right here. I don't have to click on anything.
Yeah. And what's pulling a lot of times here is, I'm going to stop sharing, but kind of the questions that people search for. So Google's getting smarter, as well as all those companies that are in the AI kind of race. You talk about Microsoft and ChatGPT and Google, Facebook, Meta, all those, which is the same thing there, but they're all working towards it.
Yeah. And I mean, in the past, maybe I would just type in chicken recipe, but now I know that GEO can recognize my question. So I'm typing a whole question into the search engine instead of a simple phrase.
What are you coaching our clients and our team on when it comes to, okay, AI is here. What are some things that we need to do? And I'm always big on what are the dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that our clients and then others who might listen might do today to get ahead of the game.
Yeah, I can think of 3 things off the top of my head. Number 1 is making sure you have FAQs on your website. And maybe not even just one FAQ page, but maybe FAQs on various pages across your site. Because people are searching for questions now, you can have those answers and hopefully show up in that GEO response.
Yeah. FAQs. I mean, the last year, I know we've been put a big emphasis on, and a lot of our clients have FAQs on multiple pages.
Yep.
And that's really for GEO.
Yep. And another one I would say is long tail keywords. So instead of doing keyword research on short phrases, you want to think about what are some topics and questions and things of interest around those keywords where you can make these long, and a long tail keyword is something that's maybe 4, 5 or more words. And that's what people are searching for. Because like I said, I could have just typed in chicken recipe, but I typed in something really long. So what are some longer phrases that you can have on your website that people might search for? Those are some things that you want on your site as well.
And that's good for general SEO because even though there's not as much volume on some of those keyword research, it's oftentimes easier to rank for, at least it is right now on long tail. And it's also people's intent is very clear.
Yep.
People's intent. They're looking for something very specific. And so long tail keywords are really effective as far as really hitting the buyer or consumer's interest regarding their intent. So keyword research, focus on some keywords, do some some research around questions and making sure you're doing FAQs, both on and off, line, what are questions people are asking and what are your consumers asking? So, Okay. What other tips?
My third tip here is to make sure everything on your website is up to date, because Google and other search engines want to have a GEO response that is accurate. They want to be helpful to their users. So making sure everything's up to date is going to give you a higher chance of getting in that response. And I think now more than ever, it's important to go back at maybe some of your older pages, your older blogs, and giving them a little bit of love and a refresh and republishing those pages to make sure that they aren't old and outdated.
Yeah. Oftentimes we look at Google Analytics and see what pages, and especially blogs or news pages, are being hit the most. So that kind of helps set priorities of what you should focus on. So if you have a page in the top 10, but it hasn't been updated in a couple of years, that's a really good place to start. Update your links, update the date on the page, add some more additional information. That's what Google's looking for and other search engines for. They're looking for up-to-date information. So that's a good, and then clean up your site too and get rid of some of those old blogs or things. And we used to say, keep your content, but I think it's okay to look at what content is no longer relevant on sites. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. So any other tips there we can talk about?
Those were the 3 I had.
Okay. No, I mean, what about pruning? Pruning is that the same thing though?
Yeah, content pruning is kind of trimming the dead weight. So it's similar to having outdated things on your website, getting rid of that. And just making sure everything is actually valuable and of high quality on your website.
Yeah. Well, Meghan, this has been really helpful. We'll continue to add more and more AI tips. We're speaking at lots of business events. We're leveraging all levels of business for leveraging AI. We're using tools that are leveraging AI. And it's 10xing. I mean, it's just the speed of it. I mean, to be truthful, it's bigger than you think it is. AI is moving fast and it will impact the way we search, the way people behave online as well.
Yeah. I use it every day in my personal life and at work.
Awesome. I do too. It's actually a little bit of addiction. But I have my chat GPTs. I have multiple of those created, and I have my business coach, my fitness coach, and now I have my search coach. All these things that I have my GPTs, and so we'll continue to share insights for our clients and others so they can leverage it like we are. So, Meghan, thanks for joining the Proof Point podcast. We've been talking to Meghan Lund with Proof Digital. Meghan, thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Proof Point podcast. We'll see you again next time. And be sure to click subscribe to get future episodes.